Hello everybody, so I am here at Toyota's headquarters in Plano, Texas, taking a look at all of the latest Toyota products and special editions. This right here is one of them. This is the brand new 40th anniversary Toyota 4Runner. That's right, the 4Runner has been on sale for 40 years. Of course, and it's called a Heritage Edition because you do have a lot of heritage with the 4Runner lineup. So let's go ahead and take a look around this product, see what the 40th Anniversary Heritage Edition throws in, and without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so let's take a look here at the exterior of the Heritage Edition first of all. Of course, you'll notice right away we do have several elements that kind of scream a heritage model for Toyota. One of those is going to be the fact that we have kind of the old school Toyota grille here. So you've got this piece that's going to run across the front, and we're going to spell out Toyota across the front. Just gives it that kind of that classic 4Runner vibe that a lot of you guys are definitely going to like. We got this three-piece stripe here. I'm going to talk about this a little more on the side though, because you can see it a lot better over there, but we do have a little element that's going to be here on the grille. It's kind of a preview of what's to come, so to speak. As we come over here to the headlights, these are going to be your typical 4Runner headlights. They're actually going to be upgraded to full LEDs, including the high beams for 2023. That's going to actually be across the entire 4Runner range, so there's a little 2023 upgrade for you before we get into like a full review at a later time. And then you do have your LED fog lamps as well. And let's take a look here at our wheels. So look at them, they're brown. Brown. They're not brown, they're bronze. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the wheels. As you can see, they are a special bronze finish. That's another classic Toyota design. We've also been seeing that kind of roll out really across the entire lineup with a bunch of special editions on several different models, but these specifically, it's basically the typical TRD off-road version of the wheel, but with the special heritage spelling out of Toyota and the bronze finish, like I was saying. As we rise on up though, here's your heritage stripe that I was talking about. This is going to run from the front all the way along the side here until it peaks up and heads up to the roof panel. So this obviously is very distinct, and that's really the kind of signature thing that's going to make you and everyone else realize that you have the special 40th Anniversary Edition model. In terms of what you can pair this with, you have three choices in terms of paint. That's going to be black, white, or red. Obviously, we have the white model, which is probably going to make this stripe stand out the most amongst those. As we walk around to the back here, you're not really going to see anything too different per se. You're going to have a gray finish here on your badging. It looks like we do have a special heritage badge. That's going to be really the main thing. You'll notice you have those same colors repeating inside the badge, and then you got the 40th kind of integrated in there for a nice cohesive look. Let's take a look inside the interior real fast. Obviously, just like with the exterior, you're not going to notice like any significant changes. Of course, we're probably pretty soon going to see a full redesign of the 4Runner, hopefully. But with this 40th Anniversary Edition, we're looking at a few small details to distinguish this from the other trim levels. One of those details is going to be up in the headrest. You have the embroidered 40th Anniversary badging that you saw on the back. That's going to be up there. Additionally, that same badging will be down there in the floor mat itself, which might be a little hard to see given the lighting situation, but it is down in there. And overall, the rest of the interior is going to be typical 4Runner, just like you've seen in many of the past reviews that we've done. But let's go ahead and go out for a drive. It's not going to be this specific Heritage Edition, but we are going to go out for a drive in the 4Runner just to kind of remind you guys what driving a 4Runner is like. So of course, with with this 4Runner, what you're going to have is that signature engine setup that we've had for a number of years. It's going to be your 4-liter naturally aspirated V6 engine, 270 horsepower, 278 pound-feet of torque. Power is adequate. It's not going to be, you know, a bunch of power or anything that's going to blow you away, per se, but, you know, it is fine overall in terms of everyday acceleration.
Right. Yeah.
Has a nice meaty sound to it.
That's what I was just about to say. You know, this is not the newest engine on the block, but it is a good, reliable engine. It's been in production for a really long time, and it's going to provide you with the amount of power that you need to move something like this around, and also has that really nice growl to it as well.
Right, and if you want a little bit more power, you can still get, of course, Lexus GX, the corporate sibling of this, which is going to give you that V8 power.
That sounds even better.
As far as the transmission is concerned, you do continue to have the 5-speed automatic transmission.
Yeah, and of course, a 5-speed automatic is not exactly the newest transmission on the block, but it is reasonably smooth and, you know, does its job well. You do also have 4x2 standard. 4-wheel drive is, of course, available on the 4Runner because this is one of the most off-road capable vehicles that you can get, especially if you choose a trim level like a TRD Off-Pro or TRD Off-Road. Now, I also want to take a minute here to talk about your ride quality and what you're going to get with the 4Runner. I am very impressed by the ride quality. As you know, with a lot of different off-roady type vehicles that have that as a main focus, you do have some really big shocks to absorb all those bumps, and that does translate well to your ride quality. It doesn't mean it makes this a little bit less sporty than some crossovers that you might cross-shop this with. However, the ride quality is really good. It just soaks up every bump that you could ever imagine. The seats are really comfortable, and it just has an overall really good feel to it.
But just like with any off-road SUV, of course, you will feel some kind of, you know, vibrations being a body-on-frame vehicle.
Right. Right. And we'll go 55 here and get a sound level reading for you. The roads are a bit wet, so that's going to increase our sound level here, and also it's a little bit of a rough road, but we'll do the best we can here in Texas for you. Looking at 64.9 decibels, which that is a pretty loud reading for a SUV like this. And I will say it doesn't seem like it has as much sound deadening as some of what you could compare this to. It definitely is not going to be as quiet as something like a Highlander, but I don't really think that's a mission of the 4Runner.
And the last Limited we were and that was you know, quieter than this as well.
Right.
Versus this trim level. I think the exhaust is tuned to be louder and more throaty.
Yeah. Now, I also want to mention your fuel economy for the 4Runner. So, if you opt for two-wheel drive, which I don't imagine a lot of you will, you're looking at 17, 21, 18 miles a gallon. If you opt for four-wheel drive, which the vast majority will, you're still going to have that 18 miles a gallon MPG. You're just going to reduce the highway down to 20. That is not fantastic fuel economy. Once again, that's not really a strong suit or really a focus for the 4Runner. You're looking for that off-road capability, and that this 4Runner does deliver on. And the last thing I do want to talk about here is the pricing. So we don't have official 2023 pricing for the Toyota 4Runner. That said, we do have the 2022, and I don't imagine it's going to rise too much over that model. So the SR5 is going to start at $38,105. Keep in mind these are 2022 prices. And then you go all the way up to the TRD Pro, which is the top end model you can get. That's going to start at $52,920. And if those prices become available before this video is posted or a little bit after, we will go ahead and add those to the description so you can have as much information as you possibly can to make an informed decision about this 2023 4Runner.
But overall, until that next generation 4Runner comes out, this 4Runner continues to give us a very classic 4Runner experience, which in itself is very endearing to a lot of people.